This is what they've been working for all year long.
The Vikings at home against West Central. Kevin Backstrom with the jumper. He had 16 tonight. Pelican led by 10. First quarter, West Central's Dan Enderson nailing the three-pointer. He had 17 tonight, but then Pelican goes to work. Travis Haugen getting the offensive board and scoring 2 of his 11, and then off the loose ball, Chip Golden feeding Kent Bauman for 2 of his 19 points. Pelican Rapids wins 66-56.
Minnesota, you got it. Rexy Haugen, he's got another one of those real fine ball clubs again this year, and Haugen's ball club opens up with a 10-point win over Frazee. Nathan Murtsep gets the pair underneath, led the floor with 22 tonight for Frazee. The Vikings, Kent Bauman with a nice move on the baseline. He threw in 14, and Rexy will take some of that. Hornets, Mitch Anderson hits a three-pointer. He finished with 15 points. These kids can shoot. Brian Korf had a big game tonight. Drives and gets 2 of his 20. Also had 9 assists and 6 steals. Pelican wins it tonight, 64-54. Scores from school basketball. You got to look at Pelican Rapids in the Heart of Lakes Conference. They are the early season favorite to possibly win all their games. Is that too much pressure? Maybe so, but Rex Haugen's going to have a heck of a club this year.
Rex Haugen is working on 3 decades at Pelican. He's seen just about everything. And with 4 starters back this season and 5 seniors in the starting lineup, he'll see a lot more.
It's a growing process. We're not playing real fantastic basketball, but I don't worry too much about the valleys as long as we're climbing a mountain in February.
The Vikings are showing up with an aggressive style that has given them a 3-0 start. Leading the way is point guard Brian Korf, and Rex puts Korf in some elite company.
I hope he learns how to handle some of the accolades that he's going to get because he deserves them. But we've had some very good point guards in all the years I've been here, and Brian ranks right with the best of them.
Well, I've worked on in the past summer to work on my shot a little bit so I can drive and shoot. They have to play both.
This veteran team remembers the disappointment of missing the state tournament a year ago. Obviously, it's helping this team keep focused.
We all wanted to go to state last year, you know, everybody does. And we hope to get back there this year. And I guess I'd like to play Minnewaska again, but if not, I'll take on anybody.
And they'll get there one step at a time, with no talk of the big show.
No, it's way too early. We've got many games to play, and I really hope that the kids can just enjoy playing the game and building to a thing in the spring, and not let all these things distract from the fact that this should be an enjoyable experience for them.
It will be. To high school.
Ranks was looking to reach a milestone tonight, and Pelican Rapids head coach Rex Haugen did just that. Haugen gets his 400th career win. Haugen's been coaching at Pelican Rapids 27 years. He's had some great teams, and he has a great one tonight against Perham. Pelican goes on an 18-0 run to start the game. Kent Bauman there. Then it's Travis Haugen here for the layup. He had 12. Pelican led 32-11 at the first quarter break. In the second quarter, Kevin Backstrom for the layup. Give Backstrom 14. And Pelican Rapids cruises tonight 82-51. Haugen gets his 400th career win.
Rapids Vikings ran into a buzzsaw at Concordia tonight. The 6th-ranked Vikings dropped their first of the season to Warren. 62-46, a great ball club out of Warren. First half, Chad Kiava. This kid does it all. Hit the 3. The Ponies with an early lead. The Vikings, Brian Korf, their great point guard, hits the jumper in the lane. Kent Bauman led Pelican with 13. The Vikings trailed at halftime. Second half, Pelican Rapids trying to get back in it is Rex Haugen. Brian Hovland will hit the three-pointer from the corner. He had 10 points for the Vikings tonight, but Warren, his kid Kiava, the hot hand, does it all, goes inside. Beautiful drive and a hoop. Led everybody with 29 points as Warren goes on to beat Pelican Rapids 62-46. To both teams go to 4-1.
Second straight loss for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. They lose today to New York Mills. The Vikings come out smoking off the long 2, finishing with 12 as Kent Bauman. It's 8-1 early on. New York Mills comes back. Mike Neslin takes it all the way to the bucket, 2 of his 12. It was a 2-point game at halftime. In the second half, the Vikings' Travis Haugen takes the feed down low, pumps in 2 of his 16. Mills comes back pretty tough down the stretch. Dan Muckala picks up the loose ball, led the Eagles with 16, and they win it 54-47 is the final there. Minnesota basketball, every time they get together, it's a dandy. It was again tonight. The Vikings snap a 4-game losing streak. Brian Hovland for the Vikings picks up the loose ball underneath and gets the tough bucket. He threw in 15 tonight. Hawley's Peter Olson from the corner. The three, he led the floor with 20. It's 31-29 Vikings. I want to know if Rexy and Critchie picked this move up at a coaching clinic. There's one, there's the other. Okay, they must have. Second half, Pelican. Here we go, Travis Haugen. They've just been coaching against each other too long. Haugen, 2 of his 13. The Vikings, Kent Bauman, another but net, the 15-footer. He led Pelican with 18 points.
We said we don't worry too much about the valleys, but this is getting to be a pretty deep canyon. And to win a game in Holly against a team that's playing extremely well makes us feel pretty good.
All right, Rex Haugen's team back on the winning track to move their record to 7-4. They handled Dilworth, Linden, Felton. Here are the Rebels. J.R. Kraber drives, scores 2 of his 11. The Vikings with Kent Bauman, the big guy, going outside for 3. He dished in 19 for Pelican tonight. For the Rebels, in it all night, Ryan Flint hits the jumper, led the Rebels with 14 points. The Vikings, Kevin Backstrom had a big night. He rebounds and gets the putback bucket, through in 13. Rexy's team wins it by 2, 57-55.
Rebels leading early. Then it's Brian Korf to Kent Bauman, left alone in the corner, and he hits the 3. Ryan Flint then surveys the situation, and he'll decide to drive the paint and score. The Pelican Rapids held tough. Korf would dish to Brian Hovland, who hits the bank shot from the free throw line, and a tough one for the home team tonight. Pelican Rapids stays hot. They win it by a bucket, 57-55.
At home against Breckenridge, the Vikings' Kevin Backstrom hitting from the corner. He had 18. Vikings lead by 9, but Breckenridge goes to the three-point land. Chris Roberts. He had 20 points tonight. That was a game high. Then just before the half, Pelican goes back inside. Travis Haugen, nice moves in the low post. He had 15. Pelican Rapids still unbeaten in Heart of Lakes Conference play after a 71-65 win over Breckenridge.
Well, anytime these two teams get together in the Heart of Lakes Conference, there's going to be some pretty high scores. Tonight, there were 4 players on the floor with 26 or more points. We're talking about the 2 top teams of the league, Pelican Rapids and Frazee, and the win goes to Frazee. The Vikings, Travis Haugen gets the feed inside, led the Vikings tonight with 29. Then it was Nathan Mertzeth, the nice drive, the layup. He threw in 28 for Frazee tonight. Kent Bauman from the corner, the big guy's going to dish in 26 points, another manette. Later on, Frazee's Mitch Anderson, he points the NBA 3. He led the floor tonight with 33 points. Frazee over Pelican Rapids, 92-78 the final. Oh yeah, we're going to have a real good tournament this year.
Questions about the basketball team. Mr. Haugen, how do you think the basketball team has been doing so far this season?
Well, I'm not sure that the team has lived up to some people's expectations, but they're certainly playing decent. I hope we're improving, but we certainly aren't where I feel we should be and where we can be. But I think we are improving, but we're not playing up to expectations by any stretch of the imagination.
How do you think they've improved since last year?
Well, I hope we're all stronger physically. I think we shoot the ball better. A couple of boys have really improved their shooting, in particular Kevin Backstrom. And Brian Korf has improved his outside shot a lot. From that point of view, we're better. We're having a little trouble getting together, playing the game on the half court, because I think we relied pretty heavily on Reed Roysim last year, and it's taken us a while to get kind of a chemistry going on the floor.
In your opinion, how do you think the cheerleaders have lifted the spirits of the team and the audience?
Well, I don't know if I know anything about that. I do know I'm glad we have some, and I know they're a pretty enthusiastic bunch of kids, and I ride home with them on the bus from games, and we sit and sing country western songs on the way home, so they can't be all that bad. I think they're doing a real good job, and I'm hoping and looking for them to do a lot more before the season's over and kind of wind this place up a little bit.
Rothsay leading early as Ben Amundsen drives in for the bucket. He drew the whistle. He had 17. It's 12-11 Rothsay. The Pelican starts to wide open up the gap in the second quarter. Travis Haugen laying it in. Hit a game-high 23. And then running the floor come the Vikings. Kent Bauman jamming it underneath. 2 of his 17. And Pelican Rapids beat Rothsay 70-37.
Pelican Rapids and Breckenridge in Cowboy Country. Early in the game, this is Brian Copper with a steal. He'll take it down the court for the easy 2, and the Vikings doing well on as the visitors tonight, scoring the first 7 points. Ryan Ahmet then comes back canning the three-pointer. He had 9 points for the Cowboys tonight. Travis Haugen with a nice assist to Brian Hovland. He had a game-high 23 points. That made it 35-29, and the Vikings hanging on top of Heart of Lakes. They win it 56-41. Frazee stays neck and neck, though. In fact, they are tied for first in the Heart of Lakes. They win it tonight 79-62. Elsewhere, Dilworth Glendon Felton, a 5-point loser.
Pelican Rapids opened defense of its 6A title tonight, taking on Dilworth Glendon Felton in one quarterfinal game. And the Pelican Rapids Vikings just loaded with seniors this year. There's Kevin Backstrom who hits the bunny. Vikings up by 1 early. DGF, though, staying close all the way. Ryan Flint kisses it off the glass and put the Rebels up by 1. The Pelican did pull away. Kent Bauman putting it down with 2 hands. He had 16. The Vikings hold on to beat DGF tonight. 47-40 was the final. Frazee down Barnesville in a close game, 61-50.
Effort by the Hillcrest Comets, but they fall short to the 18-6 Pelican Rapids Vikings tonight. Let's go to courtside and Chad Cool as the Vikings advance to take on the Spartans tomorrow night. 64-56 our final.
With senior Brian Hovland. Brian, a big game, I thought, when your team needed it tonight. Keys in this game, do you think?
We just had to play against their zone. We have a hard time playing against the zone. Then when they finally came man-to-man, we couldn't even, seems like we couldn't put out, but I mean, once we got going in the second half, it went pretty good.
This team wouldn't go away, would they?
No. Seems like every year they're like that. Like Frazee, they beat Frazee last year in the first round, and then they beat, who'd they beat this year? Or Lake Park, or whatever.
Yeah. Tell me about this rematch everyone's been looking for already, looking ahead to tomorrow night, that game last year. Obviously, you guys aren't done.
I hope not. There was a banner over there that said, look out this year, Reed's not back, or something like that. Well, hopefully we can play without him.
Okay, Brian, good job tonight. Thank you very much.
All right, the ball games here tonight at the Cobber Fieldhouse, the subsection 3 6A tournament. And it was Pelican Rapids outlasting Fergus Falls Hillcrest tonight, 64-56. Travis Haugen had a big game tonight for the Vikings. Off the inbounds pass, he gets 19 points. They go up by 12. Hillcrest, Brent Backstrom, the three-pointer. He dishes in 6. The Comets down by 9 at halftime. In the second half, Brian Korf goes to work, drives and scores 2 of his 14. The Vikings go back up by 5. Hillcrest, Dave Molassen, here he is, the three-pointer, led the Comets with 21. They pull within 2 points late in the ball game. The Vikings, Brian Hovland, will hit the three-pointer. He finished with 21, and Pelican goes to the subsection championship game tomorrow night, 64-56 winners. And Rex Haugen joins us live. Coach, there's all kinds of bullets flying around here tonight. You dodged a few of them, didn't you?
Well, yeah, boy, I tell you, did we ever. I don't know why this always happens, but it seems like we're playing teams like this, and people don't think we play very well because we're kind of big and plow horsey Lake, but the other teams just whistle her up and down the court. I thought we played extremely well in the second quarter. Somebody told me we scored on 9 out of 10 possessions, but we missed so many putbacks. Gee, I don't know how many offensive rebounds we had. We missed a ton of putbacks, but everybody's got basketball players, so you better play.
I thought your experience in poise really showed up down the stretch.
Well, I was really pleased with Brian Korf and Hovland's free throw shooting and Travis Haugen at the going down the bell. When they cut it to 2 there after we had a nice little lead, that could have really, shattered us. But we did get back in it. I think maybe I made a bad call when we pulled it out a little bit early there, and we went to a little different delay game. And Korf had the ball a lot and got a little tired, and his pocket got picked.
Rematch tomorrow night. The Spartans, what do you think? They're riding that emotional high, Rex.
I tell you what, my friend Gordy and I will have a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to it, and it's going to be a son of a gun.
We are too. Good luck, Rex. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, Rex Haugen of the Pelican Rapids Vikings. His team advances, and they will take on Ulen Hitterdal in a rematch of last year's championship game. They upset
Minnesota Section 6A tipped off tonight at Concordia. First up, Pelican Rapids versus Fergus Falls Hillcrest. Paul Quam with a nice breakaway. He'll go on to get the deuce here. Meanwhile, Brian Korf with a nice pass to Travis Haugen. He gets it to fall to put the Vikings up by 1 point. Brian Hovland takes it around back and score. The Vikings continue to lead by 1. And right now, with that game late, what is now a final, Hillcrest loses to the Vikings 64-56. Pelican Rapids will move on.
After what happened last year, it'll be fun to see what happens this year.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's another buzzer beater, and I really don't know who's going to win. When you get to the lights and you get to everything that we build up so much, you don't know how those kids are going to react. That's what's so fun.
That's right. It'll be noisy too.
Oh, it will be very noisy. It will be.
That was great talking to Oates LeGrand. He's a classic.
Oates, you know, he does so much for kids in the community. It's not just the broadcasting that he does, and this is an emotional time for him. And he's a great guy, and he's been a real credit to the industry. He's got these T-shirts. I got to get you one and show you one. You get a kick out of it. It says "Say no to drugs" for kids and everything. It's really neat.
He's one of my neighbors at Battle Lake. So
is he?
I'm a good friend.
Well, no wonder you gave him a plug.
All right. We'll be right back.
Just kidding. Pelican Rapids Vikings.
Brian, they gave you just about all you can handle tonight. Tell me about this game.
Oh, we had to come out and play hard, and those Ulan Hitterdal Spartans come back every year and pull the way and charge. And they're a heck of a team. And I don't know what to say about Sested. He's a heck of a player, and Gordy Nichols brings back the team every year.
That ball spent a lot of time in your hands in that fourth quarter. You like being that floor leader to take control of the game?
I dribbled all my younger life, and it's all right. I like it a lot, and I like being the point guard and handle things out there.
Quickly, Brian, so much was said, so much pressure on this team all season long, saying maybe you underachieved a little bit. Quiet some critics with this, do you think?
Yeah, well, we had 6 last one in the air, and each game we had to pull the way towards tournament time. Tournament time's a whole different story, and you got to come out strong.
See you back on this court next week, kid.
All right, Chad.
Kent Ballman repeating as subsection champions. You think you guys could get it done this year? Because everyone last year was saying Pelican's good last year, but wait till next year. That's a heavy burden to carry for some teams.
Yeah, I put a little bit of pressure on us, but we kept practicing hard. We just kept working, and just hoped we could get back here and do what we did.
The matchup with Ulan Hitterdal tonight, what did you think the key was? Well, you guys had a great height advantage inside.
Well, we had to try and keep them from driving and dishing inside. Try to stay on our feet, and also didn't pick up any dumb fouls, and just rebound as well as we could.
Did you think Ulan Hitterdal would be that scrappy? They made a run at you for a while.
Oh, yeah, anybody you play right now is, you know, they don't want to lose, so they try as hard as they can. They just played great.
From what you guys did in the section last year, after you won this tournament, you moved on. Use that as motivation? Want to go just a little bit farther this year? What about that?
Well, we all kind of wanted another crack at Minnewaska, and they played Underwood tonight. I don't know how they did, but I kind of hope they won so we could play them again.
Minnewaska's got a heck of a ball club, don't they? Undefeated, #1 in the state, I believe.
Just more motivation, I guess.
Ken Bauman, great job tonight. 18 points for the senior, this 6'8" senior. Good luck next week.
All right, Dana, that's action. Pelican Rapids has advanced to the section tournament with a win over Ulan Hitterdal tonight. Pelican Rapids, not their best game, but enough to handle the Spartans. Kevin Backstrom in the lane, 2 of his 12. The Vikings by 8 at halftime. Second half, Eric Theis leading the charge, hits the jumper, finished with 9 as the Spartans go on a 12-2 run. Wayne Sistad gets on a roll, led Ulan tonight with 14 points. Ulan Hitterdal is within 1. Then Pelican Rapids goes to Kent Bauman. He hits from outside through an 18, and they win it 49-45 over Ulan Hitterdal to go to the section tournament.
Kent Bauman.
I was very pleased with that performance. Well, we just had a heck of a time playing these guys. They just do things for us.
Well, we all kind of wanted another crack at Minnewaska, and they played Underwood tonight. I don't know how they did, but I kind of hope they won so we could play them again.
All right, our coverage starts Tuesday night of the region semifinals. Pelican wins it 49-45. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock Tuesday night live from Concordia. Front of your lake cabin down
I hope I can afford
wooded country.
Hope I can afford
but I'm sure that he will hang it in a spot where everybody will see it.
Hope I can afford the frame. I'll have to go now to Pelican Rapids.
Congratulations, Marv. The voice is getting famous.
Stop in at Swan Draw, get some chicken soup, and go across and buy something at Johnson Furniture for what the people are doing for me at Pelican Rapids. It's a real honor, and I'll try to keep up the sports image that I do have. We'll be back.
John and I just know when to move over. Cobber Fieldhouse, Ed Schultz with Dana Mock and Chad Kuhl with more Minnesota primetime coverage on DAY. Our second game tonight, Pelican Rapids to take on Minnewaska, 25-0 on the season. You know, sometimes in this business you run across people that you just get attached to, and I will admit, this man is one of those people to me. Rex Haugen, one of my favorites. Grandpa, what do you got up your sleeve tonight, huh?
Well, I hope it's more than my arm, I'll tell you. We've got a big load, there's no doubt about it.
Everybody says, oh, Rex, he's got something figured out for this team. I know he does.
Well, we have tried some things, and we got some ideas. We've seen them play several times, so it's a matter of hopefully we prepared properly and we've got the right ideas. They're an awful big load to carry, to try and handle. They've got a lot of weapons. They certainly can shoot the ball from the outside, and they've got great team speed. They're much quicker than we are.
This is one of those games that keeps you going, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. If you can get to this type of situation, it does get the juices going again, and I have to admit, mine are burning pretty good right now.
What's it mean to play a team that's perfect?
Well, you have an opportunity to, to alter their history quite a bit, that's for sure. We've been in that same situation, and we've gotten through a couple, but we've also been knocked off. We know that every time a team plays you, they're really after you, and Minnewaska has answered that bell every time all year long. So there's a chance for us to really make this place explode, that's for sure.
All right, Coach, dissect this one a little bit. You take a look at what they can do. The Lakers, boy, they throw a lot of kids on the floor at you. 13 deep, you know they're going to be fresh. 13 of those kids, they've been around the block a little bit. And Olsen, just a heck of a shooter. And when you alluded to how well they shoot, that had to be the kid you're talking about.
Well, he's definitely one of them. He's probably their most consistent outside shooter. I've seen Shea get some things from the outside, but I think he's probably stronger from inside the three-point line. Rant, their other point guard, he can get you 3-4 in a row and then miss a whole bunch, but he's really solid player. That's the other point guard. Olsen's the man, though, that's really consistent.
Rex, why do you play Bauman at 6'8" away from the bucket so much? Is it because Haugen and Backstrom can just hit the iron so hard?
Well, there's not enough room in there for all of them, and Haugen can't go outside as well as Kent can, and Backstrom can't go outside that well either, so we really don't have much choice. The other part of it is that Backstrom and Haugen are stronger up physically than Kent is, therefore they are more effective inside. But we do post Kent once in a while.
All right, Chris Shea, Brian Corp, big matchup tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a big matchup. I don't know if they'll be going head-to-head, but those two guys are kind of the glue that keeps the teams together and gets them flowing. And Brian Corp definitely is for us.
And you can't get Corp rattled tonight. He's got to be your guy.
He's got to be the man. He hasn't rattled very much lately. I don't know why he would tonight. I mean, what the heck? There's only 4,000 people in here, or 5. What's the deal? No problem.
This beats fishing, doesn't it? Nights like this. I'll admit it. Rex, good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
All right, Rex Haugen, one of our favorites. We're at courtside. It's
between games just a few minutes away from Pelican Rapids and the Minnewaska Lakers, and Greg Starnes, the head coach of the Lakers, 25-0 coach, ranked #1 in the state in Class A. The first question I want to ask you is, how tough is that label for your team to deal with this time of the year?
I don't think we've had a problem with that. In fact, we've taken it as a compliment all year, knowing that usually by tournament time, probably only half the rated teams even make it to the state, if that many. Who knows if we're #1? Maybe we're not in the top 10, but we're happy that people notice us and giving us the recognition. And we could very well lose tonight, but it won't change our season. We had a great year so far, and very happy with the way we played.
Tell me about your team, Coach. Not a lot of us in our viewing area here have got a chance to see the Lakers. Looks to me like you play a nice running style with some great D.
Good defensive team, very unselfish. They're all about averaging between 8 and 12 points. These guys really like each other. I think a lot more talented than last year's team. We have more better players. Last year's team was a little more patient, and I think that bode well for us last year in tournaments. And these guys here tend to put it up a little too quick, I think, sometimes. And like tonight, we're playing Pelican. It's played here, pretty much, forever. And we assume they'll shoot the ball better than us here. And if we're not hot from the outside, we won't look good. So we'll have to be a little more patient and take our time.
I was going to say, Olsen and Shea, those guys from the outside, are they keys for you in this game, do you think, with their size?
Yeah, don't let our size fool you. We'll board well. I mean, we don't jump so high. We're quick jumpers. Kids are very strong. Our rebounding, if we keep you guys off the offensive boards, I think we're in good shape. If we let your big guys start beating up on, like the last couple of games, they're not beating up, but I mean, just hitting those boards so hard and getting all the putbacks, we're going to lose.
What kind of goals you got with this team? You won this section a year ago, but didn't really show well down in the state tournament. Want to take that a step higher, do you think?
Yeah, we learned down there that I think we'd have won it. We were in the semis. Jason Roop, our 6,000-point scorer, got his mouth all tore up and couldn't play. He had 9 points in the first quarter. We lost him. We ended up losing by 6 or something. We played Ricori in the third-place game and led the whole way. Ricori was generally considered to be the best team in the state last year. That showed us that we're good enough to play with all these teams. But if you watch the tournament here last year, they're both overtime, or all 3 overtime or 1-point games. It takes a lot of luck. Last year, we had all those breaks. We have breaks, and my Starbuck teams never got up here. So there's a lot of luck involved, getting a referee's call here. You know, someone getting tired, someone getting foul trouble. So it's all a coin toss up here.
Coach, get downstairs and X-No a little bit. Thank you, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Great. Halftime, the Lakers with a 2-point lead over the Vikings. Coach, this looks like another one of those 4-quarter ball games.
Well, I hope so. I like the position we're in. We missed a couple shots we should have gotten, but they did too. So I like where we're at. The kids are playing well and having a good time.
Any major changes for your ball club?
Not really. We just got to attack the inside like we have been. Be a little more patient. Get the ball inside to our big people.
Good luck, Rex. Thank you.
And Corp, who was perfect at the free throw line tonight.
Brian, 12 free throws down the stretch for you in a row. Put this one into words.
I don't know. I just went up to the free throw line and I had to hit these things without being tired and made sure I'd make these. It was a heck of a game, and I don't know what to say.
This rematch from a year ago, I mean, this one had to be in you guys' minds all year long.
Yeah, we wanted them from the beginning of the tip of practice. Mr. Haugen told us before the game that we wanted this one, and we did. And this was going to be one humdinger, and oh, it was great.
What were you guys thinking? 4 seconds left in the game. They had the ball down by 2.
Well, Mr. Haugen just gave us confidence and said, stay behind them, play off defense, and make them shoot the ball. We had 1 foul to give.
1 step away from the state tournament. You got enough gas left Friday night.
Well, 1 game at a time, and we got the region championship, and we got to worry about Staples and play them hard. And they're one great ball team.
Brian Korf, huge night tonight for the Vikings. Congratulations on a huge win.
I think he's going to cry.
We've ever had a game the way we had here tonight. Just a tremendous finish and a tremendous comeback and a gut check for Pelican Rapids as they have knocked off the #1 team of the state, Minnewaska, at 25-0. In the fourth quarter was a story in itself. Kevin Backstrom drives and scores 2 of his 11, and the Vikings go up by 1. Brian Korf hit 12 straight free throws, finished with 18 points. This gave Pelican a 5-point lead. But Matt Olson, one of the best 3-point shooters in the state, drills the 3, brings them within 2, 57-55. The last play, the inbound with a chance to tie it with a 2 and win it with a 3. The tip by Hovland there saves it for Pelican Rapids. And Rex Haugen, one for the ages, has done it again. Coach, this is, I remember going down and interviewing your team early in the season. The kids were talking about another shot at Minnewaska. This has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah, it has been in the works for a long time. In fact, when Kent mentioned it on your story, he regretted he had said it because he felt that he stuck his foot in his mouth. But no, really, I think the kids have been kind of going all year long, not playing as good as people expected them to play, but winning ugly, as a certain sportscaster from some channel mentioned here that we won ugly. And I had another guy said it's better to win ugly than to lose beautifully. So that's where we've been going. Now,
I also said that you play to the level of your competition.
Well, now you're going to make the competition angry. No, we played.
That's okay.
We played as good as we could play. This was a fantastic game tonight, and we did have a tremendous effort from 5 guys.
The field house will be packed with screaming fans. Pelican Rapids will take on Staples for the right to go to the state tournament. The preparation for tonight's big game started this afternoon in Pelican. Kevin Wallen has just returned.
Late this afternoon, Main Street in Pelican Rapids prepared to shut down for one of the biggest nights in nearly 10 years. The town is 1 step away from watching its team go to the big show. Signs are plastered on downtown store windows, some more creative than others. At the Rapids Cafe, the doors are closing right about now. so everyone can make the trip. Even the mom of a player is nervous, letting people know her mind is elsewhere today.
My other kids tell me I have to take time to take and breathe during the game, because they said there's something when you turn white that we feel that you should breathe a little bit more.
At the Pelican Valley Bank, all the employees came to work dressed in orange and black, proud of tournament fever, which has infected the town. But the most excitement in town came at a late afternoon pep rally at the school, hundreds of students crowding the gym. It was back in 1984 that Pelican won the region and traveled to state to win the crown. They want another shot at it.
Let's let them know by the noise that we can make and the enthusiasm and the sportsmanship that we carry. So let's see you all at the game tonight.
Tournaments seem to always bring a small town together, and when the buzzer sounds at the end of 4 quarters tonight, the people of Pelican hope to hold a pizza party downtown, and they hope it's a victory party. From Pelican Rapids, Kevin Wallivan, WDAY News Center 6.
Some going this time of year.
I would love to be at that game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one to watch. We're going to have it, of course.
Yes.
What about the weather?
You are looking live inside a jam-packed Cobber Field House in Moorhead, Minnesota. There is tension in the air, excitement, the anticipation, the expected jubilation, the unity. It's all for the love of the game they call basketball. It's kids having fun. They dribble basketballs all year long in backyards and schoolyards and street corners, dreaming of the chance to steal the show and the spotlight in the prime time. Tonight, will it be the Staples Cardinals or the Pelican Rapids Vikings? As he was with that tremendous win over Minnewaska, is guard Brian Korf with Chad Cole.
Brian, the kid with ice water in his veins. Put this one into words for your team, Brian.
Well, we came out to a slow start and began the half, and we had to come out strong. We had a nice run there in halftime. He told us we had to play better defense, and we did. And we had to come out stronger and make another run and make a better one, keep it that way, and stay ahead when we got ahead.
So many emotional changes. Up 7, down 10. How do you overcome that?
Well, it gets me going. We're down 10. I see we have to get going. I'll move my butt a little faster and pump a team up and keep it going there.
Is this beyond the expectations of your team when this season started?
Oh, no. We wanted to go to the state, and a lot of people thought we were going to have a good year, and we just had to ignore it and just play our own game.
Ryan, good luck down at St. Paul. Congratulations on a great tournament.
Thanks.
Show, Coach.
Oh, I'll tell you, wasn't it? No coaching. Hey, don't ask me anything about strategy. Don't ask me anything about any of that stuff. You just had 5 guys go out there and play. I tell you, when they made that run in the second quarter, when we got down 10, hey, boys, when we made that run in the second quarter, that just got to be, that was the drive, I think, that carried us in the second half.
You had so much emotion put out against Minnewaska when you got down by 10 in the first half. Did you think your kids could do it?
Of course they did.
Well, how were you going to do it?
Well, I tell you, I think Haugen hit some big threes, and Brian Korf started penetrating a little bit, and we stayed real basic on the offense. We stayed real basic and hit some shots. We switched the defense a couple of times, and hey, when you have a tournament, sometimes people got to make some plays, and they did.
And Hovland did it for you tonight.
He made some great plays. He made some great threes. I thought it was going to be 198 the way the thing started out. I didn't think we were playing bad defense, and we couldn't stop them, and they weren't stopping us.
You told me before the season, Brian Korf was your man.
Yep.
I don't know how much you could have gotten out of that kid more than this tournament against Minnewaska and again tonight.
It was a big challenge for us to come back from the Minnewaska thing because we blew out, we blew out about all the possible emotion you could have. And, hey, go get it. Go get it.
They're calling for you, Coach.
Go get it. Hey, boys, come on. What do you want?
Hey, great show, Rex. I know you're exhausted. You deserve to be exhausted. Where did you go last night?
To Hibbing to watch CI play Esco.
What did you know that nobody else knew?
I don't know. I got home at 2 o'clock this morning. I know that.
Rex?
450 miles.
Rex, I don't know how you do it, but I tell you, these kids love you, and so does Pelican Rapids. Down there, you're bigger than life, and you deserve all the accolades in the world. You're a great friend and a great coach. Best of luck to you. We'll see you in the Twin Cities.
Thank you very much, Ed. I appreciate it.
Okay, buddy. Rex, Brian Hovland, who was absolutely on fire tonight from three-point land. Chad?
Brian, a senior, how important was it for you to have the kind of game that you had tonight, especially in that first half?
Well, we had to shoot from the outside with their zone. They packed it in a little bit. But when it came out fire, they came out on fire too, so we had to kind of match them.
Brian, I saw a Pelican Rapids team play here in a Christmas tournament that was not the same team as you are now. People didn't expect this. Did you guys all season?
Well, we knew we wanted to play Minnewaska again, and when we got to that, we figured we were on our way. We had to go through Staples, but it was fun, that's for sure.
Crosby Ironton, you get in the first round down there. You ready to play 3 more ball games?
I hope so. Mr. Haugen went and scouted them the other night, so I hope we know how to play them.
He knew you guys could do it. Thanks a lot, Brian. Congratulations. Kent Bauman, in this game, this one was all over as far as momentum goes.
Well, we got down in the first half a little bit. We made a run. We came back. We took the lead before halftime, and we just tried to keep it going in the second half.
Kent, there are a lot of people that thought you underachieving team during this season. Did you prove some people wrong here? Did you guys know you could do this?
Oh, well, we've been dreaming about this since we were in junior high and even before, and we just wanted to come out and play our best.
The state Class A basketball tournament. Another phenomenal show in front of a packed house at the Cobber Fieldhouse tonight. And Staples gave it all they had, but it was in the cards tonight for the Vikings. Trevor Peterson for the Staples Cardinals. The three-pointer finished with 17. They go up by 10. Brian Hovland answers with a three-pointer. He pumped in 20. The Vikings by 1 at halftime. Paul Gorton, second half for the Cardinals, scores inside 2 of his 14. The Cardinals go back up by 5 in the third quarter. But Brian Korf seals the win at the line. 19 of 21 at the line in the last 2 games. Game high 23 points tonight. The Vikings advanced at the 6A championship in hand 77-75.
We're going to the state tournament. I think Hovland hit some big threes, and Brian Korf started penetrating a little bit. And we stayed real basic on the offense. We stayed real basic and hit some shots. We switched the defense a couple of times. And, hey, when you have a tournament, sometimes people got to make some plays, and they did.
And Hovland made some plays tonight. Pelican by 2 over Staples. They will open a state tournament next Thursday in the Twin Cities against Crosby Ironton. Section Rapids, a great show, a great year by Staples as well. It could have gone either way. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. Kids, you did a great job of giving us some clean, prime-time entertainment, and it was fun.
Well, I have to say you've done a great job, too, Edward. Until you got here, those tournaments were primarily ignored, and they've come up with some of the most exciting basketball we've seen in the area.
Marv, I'm a very small spoke in a big wheel. Our sports team together, it has been fun.
Yeah.
We have discovered some incredible basketball over the last 10 years.
Wonderful.
This has been the year of fantastic finishes.
Yeah.
The Cobber Dragon football game, the Bison Sioux football game, Pittsburgh State.
Yeah.
The Bison Sioux basketball game, and then this tournament.
And then my sports voice.
Oh, God!
We'll be right back.
They earned it.
Pelican Rapids was probably only an underdog twice all season, both times coming in the section tournament. But the Vikings played that role to perfection, knocking off top-ranked Minnewaska in the semifinals, and then Staples for the championship.
It was some garbage, some baggage we had to carry. We talked about that, and we kind of said, it's part of the environment, let's enjoy it and take it and handle it the best we can, knowing full well we're human beings and we're not going to do it real well all the time. So I didn't get too concerned when we weren't winning games big. And we made a move at the end of February that's really quite pleasing, so it's been very rewarding.
The Vikings open the state tournament with Crosby Ironton, a team blessed with outstanding three-point shooters. But can they contend with the Vikings' inside game and their balance? Pelican Rapids has 5 players averaging in double figures.
It's kind of hard to stop us all because we got 5 guys that can come out and score any night. And I think our first 4 games we had 4 different leading scorers, you know, so it's kind of hard to shut everybody down.
The Vikings are loaded with confidence. Knocking off the state's top team will certainly do that. But becoming the state's top team is Pelican's biggest concern right now.
Our goal is to beat Minnewaska in state plus now, and we got a better one. And our goal all season was to win that state championship and to get there. And that trophy, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to get that thing.
In Pelican Rapids, Brett Garland, KTHI, News 11 Sports.
About Pelican Rapids tonight, the Section 6A champs on their way to the state tournament. They'll open Thursday night with Crosby Ironton. Enthusiasm is high, as Chad Kuhl reports.
There are signs of success all over Pelican Rapids today, but there was a time this season when Viking fever was no epidemic. The Vikings had lost 4 straight games and had won the label of underachievers. Now that same team is packed and ready to leave for St. Paul.
Oh, we're just coming together as a group now. Everyone's playing really well. It's like our peak time when we were playing before, when we lost those 4 in a row. We were like really down.
How are you emotionally going to this tournament? Well, we're just looking for one game at a time, and we know quite a bit about Crosby, so we're just gonna go out, win there, and see what comes up next.
And they know what it takes down there. They won it all in 1984, and one of the biggest reasons then and now is a fired-up head coach by the name of Rex Haugen.
He's ready to play. He's the most motivated person out there, and you know he's had all these years' experience. He's kind of like a grandpa to us all.
I understand the community, and this is the only place I'm ever going to be, and so it all just kind of goes from that, and it's just I'm really very fortunate to be coaching here.
It's been a real special year for those kids and for this entire community, and everybody here has high hopes that it'll all end up the same way it did back in 1984, with this team holding up a state title trophy on Saturday night.
It's been quite a show for Pelican Rapids this year. They go into the state Class A basketball tournament on Thursday against Crosby Ironton. Can they put behind them all the emotion that they spent at the Cobber Fieldhouse last Friday night? Well, some of the players say, hey, this has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah, we're rated for state. You know, we've been talking about that ever since 7th grade, and we've always told Mr. Haugen that we want to put another one of those banners up there for him.
Well, we're real happy to be there, but we don't want to go down just to show up. We're going to try to go down and play some ball.
And you expect that you can win?
Well, we're going to give it our best shot.
I'll tell you what, their best shot just might do it. They have a pretty good height advantage on Crosby Ironton. They will play the 7 o'clock game on Thursday night in the opening round.